over this 5-year journey that I just shared with you, I can't tell you how many times I just felt like there was absolutely no light at the end of the tunnel. You know, when I heard the news that Pennsylvania was banning the sale of alcohol on Thanksgiving Eve, it dawned on me that this is going to be the first Thanksgiving Eve in 5 years that I wasn't driving. For those of you who don't know, historically, Thanksgiving Eve is the biggest bar night of the year. And for Uber drivers, that means good money. And for Uber drivers with a YouTube, that means good content. In fact, it was Thanksgiving Eve last year when I found out just how famous my grandmother was.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have a TikTok?
I do.
Are you the one that posts with your grandma?
I am, yeah.
How did you know that?
But for the past 5 years, every Thanksgiving Eve and New Year's Eve and football Sunday and most Friday and Saturday nights, you name it, I was working. And that's just Uber and Lyft. I can go on and on about all the jobs I've done to stay afloat. See, 5 years ago is when I decided to strike it out on my own with all this writing and video and content stuff. I'm not the type to do it on the side, so I quit my job and thought, in 6 months, I'll be done my first book, and in a year, I'll be on the bestseller list. Well, did not go as planned. You know, when you do anything off the beaten path, you're going to get comments and judgments, and that's whatever. But a friend said to me once, the only thing it's going to come down to, Ed, is how long you can handle it. And he didn't mean the comments or the judgment. What he was talking about was how long I could put up with the sacrifices, how long I could put up with giving up Thanksgiving Eve or sleeping in my car or skipping meals to save some cash. Now, I believe that until now, I've only told one person this, but this time last year, I actually started looking for a job. I felt like I was putting out maximum effort and getting no return, and I thought, hey, maybe this stuff just isn't for me. I sent my resume to a production house, a place that made commercials, and I thought, you know what, I'll work there for a couple years and I'll learn whatever it is I need to learn that I'm missing, and then I'll get back to creating things for myself. The only person that I believe I told was my friend that I hate, Jimmy. And I'll never forget his knee-jerk reaction. Eddie, no! You're the only one I know that hasn't sold out, that hasn't gone corporate, and you're always so optimistic and positive about the future. Why are you quitting? Naturally, I got defensive, and I was like, I'm not quitting, it's just for a couple years. But he and I both knew the truth. I was throwing in the towel. I'm the type of guy to be happy with whatever I'm doing, and I knew that I would like this job and I would get comfortable. And, you know, you get comfortable, it's really hard to go back to the grind, at least not with the effort needed to take it full time. And that's why criticism from a friend is such a beautiful thing. Jimmy called me out, and it forced me to have a nice long conversation with myself, and I came to the conclusion that, you know what, I might be driving Uber and doing this, that, and the other for the next 30 years until I get on that bestseller list, but I'm not done trying yet. And it was less than a month after I had that talk with myself that the YouTube algorithm picked up my puppy video and the ball started rolling. With Turkey Day coming up, I'm feeling extra thankful for this opportunity you guys gave me. And it's really hitting home this first Thanksgiving Eve where I don't have to work. I want to work, don't get me wrong. If there was a chance to get some quality Uber confessions content for you guys, I'd be out there in a heartbeat. But with no alcohol, people wearing masks, and virtually no rides to be had, I'll be sitting my butt at home probably editing videos. Plus, I'm not trying to get the Rona from an Uber rider and infect the fam on Thanksgiving. So what's the point? Why did I ramble on for the past 3 minutes about a personal milestone? I'm not that selfish. Well, it got me thinking, 2020 sucked for a lot of people. And I'm not playing the broken record of, oh, 2020 sucked because I'm tired of Zoom meetings and I can't go to the bar. I'm not talking to the people who are sad because they can't go to the bar on Thanksgiving Eve. I'm talking to the bartenders and the bar owners and the waiters and waitresses who are sad because they're missing out on one of their biggest paydays of the entire year. I'm talking about all the people that this shutdown totally disregarded. Industries that I wouldn't even think of that are losing work and laying off employees. And if you think I'm being dramatic, look at the stats. A third of the excess deaths aren't related to COVID. Think on that. And I'm not trying to get political. I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just saying I know there's a lot of people out there hurting for reasons that are a result of how we're trying to solve this pandemic. If you're one of those people that are at the end of your rope with 2020, my point is, over this 5-year journey that I just shared with you, I can't tell you how many times I just felt like there was absolutely no light at the end of the tunnel. But the truest piece of advice that I've ever received in my entire life was from my grandmother long before I ever drove from Uber. She always said, about anything, this too shall pass, and she was never once wrong. And sure, sometimes things are permanent. Sometimes you lose a job or a breakup or even the death of a family member or friend. Of course, that's actually final. But the feeling from that, the sadness, the hopelessness, the struggle that comes from those things never lasts forever. From Granny's lips to your ears, just know that this too shall pass. And from somebody who feels like he's at the end of a 5-year tunnel, looking back, that 5 years might as well have been 5 minutes. Once it's done, it's done. You just got to get there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The Irish part of me is very scared to share any sort of personal fortune. It's like I'm reminding bad luck that I still exist and it hasn't paid me a visit in a while. Plus, your boy Driver Ed's been a bit contemplative recently, just pondering life and all that jazz. I blame Granny. So sorry for getting so dang serious all of a sudden. Back to our regularly scheduled programming in no time. That's all I got for today. Until next time, stay safe, stay positive, stay healthy, and remember, this too shall pass. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!